Digital products are one of the best ways to create semi-passive income for yourself and automate your sales on autopilot. So, in today's video, I am going to give you some pro tips to starting your digital business. So, let's get into it. So, in the last several videos, I've been talking about starting your business and the things that you need to do to get started. And in today's video, we are moving from coaching and consulting services into digital products. Now, I talked about digital products all last year, and many of you had questions about that. You had questions about consulting and you had questions about coaching. And so we are digging into those topics this year. And in this video, we are going to dig knee deep into digital products and what makes them so lucrative and the steps that you need to take to get a digital business started. So let's dig right into step number one. Now, y'all, I'm redoing my office, I'm redoing my whole thing. So I have a whole different setup here and I'm using green screen and it's a little weird. Just to say it's a little weird like that. I gotta figure that part out. But we're gonna get on with it. So when it comes to creating digital products, there's a few rules of thumb that you should follow. Now, I talked about in the previous video about switching to a coaching practice and what you need to do to make that happen. And then I also talked about consulting work in the video before that. And in the video at the very top of the year, I talked about the 5 pillars that you need to have in order to start a social work business. And so we're not going to rehash those steps. If you want to know what those steps are that you need to take to start your business, and there's really 10 solid steps that you need to take to start your social work business. I don't care what that business is, whether it's selling digital products, consulting services, or coaching services, or hell, for that matter, any other social work style business that you want to open, whether it's a clinical private practice, whatever it is, you can utilize those steps in this guide to help you do it. And so I have linked to that guide below in the description box. It's called the Social Work Entrepreneur's Blueprint. Launch your business in 2024. It is completely free and it is one of the most robust guides that you will find for social workers that will help them start their business. So go ahead and grab that. But in this video, we're going to expand on those steps in that book. So let's get into it. I have my notes here. So let's go. One of the first things that you want to do, one of the first things that you want to do when you are talking about digital products is you want to know that you only want to create one product, right? And so the reason why you only want to create one product is because the logistical nightmare of several digital products when you're first getting started and you don't have a team of people to help you could be catastrophic. It can ruin your business. Customer satisfaction, customer service is the most important aspect of your business. If you don't have satisfied customers, you don't have a business, right? And so, in order to do that, you're going to be a one person show. You're going to be a one person show, meaning you're going to do the marketing, you're going to do graphic design, you're going to do video production, ideation, editing. You're going to do it all. And you are not going to have time to be chasing around customer service or doing customer service and chasing around, rectifying orders and things like that when you have a bunch of digital products in the air. So you want to get one solid product that you want to start with. It's going to be your foundational product. Now, this is not going to be your high ticket offer. This is going to simply be your foundational product. Your foundational product is going to make you some money so you can start to get to that high ticket offer that you want to provide, right? You're providing a solution to people that's going to help them solve a problem, relieve a pain, or fulfill a desire. And you want to make sure that you're doing that well. So, when it comes to starting your business and selling digital products, create one product and perfect it before you move on. So, that's my first tip. Second tip, Become familiar with automations. Now, automations are the backbone of a digital business. Why? Because a digital business is simply a set of systems that work together so you don't have to manually do these processes, right? This is a set of systems that work together so you don't have to manually do the process, right? This way, it frees up your time and allows for you to scale your business by selling these digital products. But the way that you do this is with automations. And so there's several ways that you can automate your business. You can definitely automate through your email service provider. Now, I use ConvertKit. I teach ConvertKit. You can absolutely automate that way. You can create a lead magnet. You can pull somebody into the customer journey through the lead magnet. You can automate the emails that go out and nurture them. However, those are automations within ConvertKit. What if you want to connect ConvertKit with your Google Calendar, right? What if you are so through ConvertKit when I do a discovery call, right? So somebody can book a 30-minute discovery call with me completely free. And when I give them the link to my appointment calendar, they have to go through ConvertKit to even get to the link, right? Because you need to be on my email list. So when they do that through an automation, I can have that appointment go to my Google Calendar. Now, I can't do that directly through ConvertKit. I use another automation tool called Zapier. Zapier is going to automate damn near everything that you have. So you have automations within some of the systems that you use, and then you have the ability to automate how those systems talk to each other and the things that they do for you, right? So, you have to become super familiar with automations. Again, they are the crux of your business. So, these are pro tips. Remember that. The next pro tip that I have, pro tip number 3 is when you're creating digital products, you want to make sure that you are pre-selling your digital product. Now, let me tell you, I was told to do this and I did not listen. I was told to do this by somebody who had been selling digital products for a decade at least, and I did not listen. And I should have listened. I have clients who don't listen, right? So even though I know a lot of people are not going to listen to this particular piece of advice, listen. I'm telling you, I'm stressing to you, listen, because I did not listen and I made this mistake. Don't go creating a digital product and you have not vetted the product yet. Do not put all your blood, sweat, and tears into creating this digital product. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, a digital product can create semi passive income. Yes, you can automate it so it can sell on autopilot and you don't have to necessarily manually show up and do all of these things again, right? But you don't want to do that. You don't want to create all that stuff. It's time consuming to create your digital products. It is time consuming to create your digital products. Okay. Don't let anybody out here on this platform who's selling digital goods tell you, oh, it's so easy. It's not hard, but it is time consuming to create your digital products. You have not just the particular product, but any assets that you have to go with that. So, for example, I have a digital course that I created. Not only do I have to record all of the videos for the digital course, but I have to create all of the assets. So that's the PDFs, that's the slide deck, that's all these things, right? Now, as you go along in business, you're going to have enough money. You're going to be making enough money to pay people to do this. But at some point when you're getting started, it's going to be you, my friend. It's going to be you. And it's a lot of work. And you don't want to put in a whole year worth of work creating a digital product to launch it to crickets, to launch it and it's not going to sell, to launch it and find out nobody even really wanted that particular product. So the way that you alleviate this is you pre-sell your product. You vet it out there, and there are tactics that you can use to pre-sell your product. Now, I teach this inside of the Social Work Mogul community on how to sell your digital products and services, right? But there is a way to do this. But pre-selling, pre-selling helps you vet the product, helps you ensure that it's something that people want, and then you make sure that you get any feedback because you're going to need to make improvements on that product. Now, the reason why you want to pre-sell your product again is because you want to make sure that people want it and you don't want to waste your time creating something that nobody is going to buy. Now, in alignment with pre-selling your product, number 4, you want to make sure it's functional first. So what do I mean by this? A lot of times you will get people who will want to make a digital course and they want it to be like the digital course they've taken or they've seen. They want certain things to be very pretty, very polished, very perfect. Now, let me tell you this. No, 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 no. By the time you see something that is polished and perfect, it has gone through so many iterations. It has gone through so many revamps, right? So before you go making anything pretty, before you go making the workbook pretty, the worksheets, the templates, the whatever it is that you're going to sell in a digital form, before you go doing that, you want to make it functional first. Make sure that it works. Make sure that it gets people the results that they need. Make sure that everything's in there that needs to be in there so people take away as much value as possible. If you are not making sure that that happens and you're making it pretty, but it doesn't deliver on the outcome, it's no good. And you wasted a whole bunch of time making something pretty before you actually made it functional and ensured that it works. So, number 4, you want to make it functional. This leads into number 5. You want to embrace iteration. Perfection paralysis is something that affects a lot of my clients that I work with. They want to do something, they get very excited about it. They start to, really act on this and they start to create their thing. And then all of a sudden they stop because they want it to be perfect, or they're not putting it out there because they want it to be perfect. I see this a lot with people who are hesitant on starting their YouTube channels. They're doing, they're doing the things, they're creating the content, or at least they're creating the content plan, but in actuality they're not shooting the videos and they're not uploading the videos because they want them to be perfect. They're going about it all wrong. Your first videos are going to be real shitty. They're going to be shitty as hell, right? All YouTubers' videos, except maybe for Al Reynolds, but he has a completely different learning curve. He's been on another platform, right? But everybody's first YouTubes are really crappy. And the way that you become better at making YouTube videos is by making YouTube videos. It's not sitting out and planning to make YouTube videos, right? And so embrace iteration. It is not going to be perfect out the gate. It's not supposed to be perfect out of the gate. You test it, you refine it, you send it out again, and you continue this process until you get to your most valuable final product. We call it a VFP. Your valuable final product has gone through a number of iterations before it came to market. You will see this with McDonald's. They will test a burger. They will get a focus group. They will test the burger. They will launch the burger in a smaller market and pre-sell it before they launch it to all of their McDonald's locations. Every business does this. So before you go doing anything else, after you do, make it functional, after you pre-sell it, you have to embrace iteration. If you don't, you're going to get caught up in the perfection paralysis trap and you're not going to get shit done. Now that's just the black and white of it all. You're not going to get anything done if you don't embrace iteration. The next pro tip, the next pro tip, and this is very important. You want to price your digital product based on the transformation offered. So, I have taken several digital courses put out by a creator by the name of Amy Porterfield. Now, Amy Porterfield teaches you how to build your email list and how to create a digital course. This is how I learned it, right? I learned it from someone else. Amy Porterfield has a process that she takes all of her people through, and it starts with her podcast and her content that way. And so you listen, and somewhere she offers you a freebie that is super valuable, and you grab it because if you're in the process of learning, you know you need this thing. You need this thing to help you learn. And if you're serious, you actually grab it and you complete the work, right? From there, she then offers you the opportunity to do her course about email marketing. Now, it's important that you do this course first because once she takes you to her course about creating digital courses, you probably already want to have an email list in place because you don't want to sell your digital course to crickets, right? From there, she gets you into the digital course about creating digital courses. And after that, she gets you into a course that talks about setting up your business, right? The behind the scenes stuff of having a business, right? Really setting up your filing system, understanding, what everything should look like on the back end. That's considered a customer journey. And each of those products are priced differently. So her product about email is probably a couple $100, maybe a few $100s, right? Her product about creating digital courses is a couple $1,000s. And then her product about your back end business is also a few $100s, right? Now, the reason why these products are priced so differently is because of the transformation that you get at the end, right? So, when I was trying to figure out how to build an email list, what did I know? By taking her course, I knew a lot more. Still had a lot to learn, right? So, understand that when you buy somebody's digital product, it's not going to cover every single thing. It's going to cover most of what you need to know, but there's still some nuanced details that you might need to pick up on your own. So, it didn't teach me everything, but it taught me much of what I needed to know. That transformation was probably worth a few $100s, right? Because it started to help me grow my email list, but not really make any money, right? So my return on the investment was going to be future paced, meaning I would start to make that money back that I spent for that digital course learning how to do my email list. I would make that back over time once I actually got to the next thing, which was creating my digital product. My digital product was going to be the thing that really made me the money. So while I spent a couple $100s learning how to build my email list, the return on that investment was not as fast or as big, right? But still worth every penny of me spending my money on it. The digital course to learn how to create a digital course it set me back a couple $1,000s, almost $3,000. Now, was it worth it? Absolutely. Totally worth it. But the price on that was much more expensive because the return on the investment was a lot larger. Once I started selling my digital course, it was a lot. First of all, I made the money back a lot faster. I made a lot more money, right? And I will make a lot more money to come from that skill set. So the return on that investment is going to be a lot larger, right? So the value that it provided me was a larger value because it made me get back more value. You want to price your digital product based on the transformation, not based on what you feel like it is, not based on, oh, I put this amount of time into creating it, because nobody cares about that. And really, it doesn't even matter, right? That's still working from that employee mindset. I put in this much time. I put in this many hours. What would I calculate it at? About so many hours. I should get paid this, because you can actually underprice yourself that way. I see so many people underprice their goods and services because they are only pricing them based on how much time it took them to create it, instead of pricing it based on the transformation. I know a coach right now, a life coach, who charges $25,000 for 12 sessions. That's where they start. They start with 12 sessions, and that is $25,000. The reason why she can charge that much money is because she's so good at what she does, and she's very niche, right? She has a very small niche. She's able to do that because she's the only one of the few maybe, providing that service. And two, the transformation that people get is worth the 25 grand. It literally changes their lives, right? And allows for them to make more money once they've completed this thing. So, transformation offered. For example, weight loss. That could be a huge transformation. What do you want to price it at? What's your specialty? What are you doing that's so different than anybody else, right? Price based on the transformation, not based on what you think it should be, not based on how many hours it took you to create it, not based on any of that. Of course, you want those things to be a factor, but ultimately, you want it to be the transformation that someone is going to get from purchasing your digital product or service. So, if you offer a template, that transformation may not be as large as working with someone directly one on one, right? So, there you go. And then finally, the last tip that I can give you, probably one of the most important tips, is mind your business. Now, what do I mean by mind your business? When it comes to digital products, they are easily created and destroyed, meaning it is digital in nature. Someone can easily copy your product. Someone can easily copy your idea and implement it. So until you get things trademarked and copyrighted, until you do those things, keep your stuff close to the cuff. Don't go around here telling people your ideas for digital products and services. Don't do this. I have seen so many people have their idea taken because they were talking about it, they were excited about it, and I get it. I've done the same thing. Not so much anymore, but I've done the same thing. You get excited about it. You want to tell people about this, right? Because just like I know, when I was thinking and talking about my thing, I knew it could change lives. But you got to keep it close to the cuff until you have it copyrighted and trademarked and do whatever you need to do to protect your stuff. Don't talk about it with people, not even your mama. Your mama might tell somebody out of her excitement. And digital products are easily created and destroyed. Easily, someone can you can create the digital product in your mind. You could create it, you could show it to people, and it could be destroyed because someone steals your idea. So that's what I mean by digital products are easily created and easily destroyed. So keep your stuff to yourself. Mind your business. Okay. And so those are my pro tips that I have for you when it comes to creating your digital products in 2024 and starting a digital online business. But of course, I have all of this linked for you in the description box below. I have that guide for you that's going to show you, walk you through the 10 steps to start your social work business in 2024, whether you are selling digital products, consulting services, or coaching services. And of course, until next time, this is your girl, Michelle, saying the time is now. Stop waiting. Start your social work business, not tomorrow, but today. Bye for now.